This is the story of a man who always dreamed of becoming a powerful knight from a very young age. He trained relentlessly, pushing himself beyond his limits. But despite his dedication, he lacked the natural talent required to rise beyond the rank of a mere soldier. One day, during the chaos of battle, he was killed by another soldier. But in that very moment of death, he discovered something extraordinary. He had a special ability. Whenever someone killed him, he would return to life one day before his death, with all his memories intact. This power changed everything. Thanks to this ability, he began to rise. With each failure and death, he grew stronger, smarter, and more powerful, eventually becoming nearly invincible. The story begins with our hero, Incrid, packing his belongings. He's reflecting on a recent attack. That assassin, I sensed him completely, but I couldn't sense our commander at all. I need to sharpen my senses more. Fully recovered, Incrid decides it's time to rejoin his squad. But before he can leave, someone calls out to him. It's Visnas. Why did you save me? Visnas asks, visibly emotional. I've never treated you well. I insulted you every time I saw you. Why would you still save me? Incrid replies calmly. Why do we need a reason to save someone's life? I don't think we do. Shocked by Incrid's response, Visnas mutters, you really are selfless. Someone like you doesn't belong among soldiers like us. Curious, Incrid asks what he means. Visnas explains that many consider their base cursed. Most who go to war from here don't come back alive. Only a few survive. Meanwhile, tension brews elsewhere in the camp. Ragna, enraged, yells about killing Barbarous, while Ram, caught in the crossfire, is shoved violently. Enraged in return, Ram lifts Ragna into the air, threatening to break his bones. Their fight draws attention, terrifying nearby soldiers. As tents collapse from the chaos, the crowd screams for someone to stop them. But Ragna retaliates with a wooden box, striking Ram though it barely affects him. Ram counters with a brutal punch and draws his axe, ready to end it. Ragna, not backing down, pulls out his sword, vowing to tear Ram apart. Incrid observes the scene from a distance, unimpressed. Maybe the base is cursed, or maybe it's just my squad that's cursed. Every time I leave, they fight like this. One day, the commander will fire me because of them. He steps in, shouting, Enough! Don't you have anything better to do than fight each other? Surprised by his return, Ram exclaims, Squad leader, you're alive. I thought you were dead. Incrid snaps, Cut the crap. If you don't stop, the commander will kick all of us out. The next morning, Incrid narrates that it's been for days since he returned to the squad. They've received no new missions, so he's been focusing on training and honing his senses. Suddenly, with eyes still closed, he senses someone approaching. Jackson. Where are you going? Startled, Jackson replies, You were awake. You sense me. Damn, you've really improved. Incrid smiles. Credit goes to you. Your training helped sharpen my senses. Jackson asks where he's headed, and Incrid replies, I'm fully recovered. Time to resume my training. We then see Incrid doing intense pull-ups, his physique clearly more refined than before. He thinks, I've learned some great skills recently, but I can't just rely on them. I need to strengthen my body too. On his way back, Incrid hears a voice from under a giant boulder. It's Odin, doing push-ups while balancing the massive stone on his back. Squad leader, you're back. How's your health? Stunned by Odin's strength, Incrid watches as he stands up, lowering the boulder. Odin advises him, You should focus more on your body. I heard you were seriously injured by a frog's kick. If you ever feel like you're struggling, come to me, I'll help train you. Incrid is taken aback. He's not just big in size. His strength might be the highest in our squad. He thanks Odin, but remarks, Your training looks brutal. Later, we see more chaos in the tent. Ram throws Ragna out of bed, shouting, You lazy mutt. Forgot your cooking today. Ragna, annoyed, grabs his sword and charges at Ram, yelling insults. Ram draws his axe, and the fight escalates again. Incrid and Odin intervene. Incrid sighs, Do you have anything else to do besides fight? Ram yells, It's this monkey's turn to cook, and he's refusing. Incrid turns to Ragna, If it's your turn, then cook. Why are you refusing? Ragna grumbles, I was going to, but this idiot started provoking me. As Ragna walks off angrily, Ram tosses him a cloth. Wear this apron. At least your clothes won't get dirty. As Ragna tosses a sweaty cloth at Ram, he mocks, Keep it. It still reeks of your sweat. Predictably, Ram gets furious, but before reacting, he sniffs the cloth and says, He's not wrong. It does stink. But it's not all that bad. Honestly. Incrid interrupts their banner. Enough with the nonsense. Just tell me, why are you always fighting with everyone? Could it be you're just bored? Rem laughs. Wow, you really are our squad leader. You got it in one go. I haven't fought in days. I'm losing my edge. Ingrid responds calmly. Then let's fight. Come outside and face me. But from now on, stop bothering the others. We shift to a training ground where Rem charges at Ingrid with his axe. Ingrid blocks the strike, but Rem's raw strength overwhelms him. His power is still on another level. Ingrid thinks, trying to hold his ground. He reflects. I've changed since I learned the heart of the beast technique. Even in combat, my heartbeat stays calm. But I'm still not strong enough to match Ram. Ram strikes again with his axe, and once more Ingrid blocks it. This time, he counters using his footwork technique. Ram, however, effortlessly dodges and traps Ingrid's sword with his axe, grabbing him and slamming him into the ground. I thought you'd improved, but your fighting style's still the same. Ram scoffs, bruised but determined. Ingrid thinks, maybe he's right. I'm not that weakling who used to train alone by a tree. I'm someone who's died 100 times and stood back up. He rises, declaring, come on, Ram. Let me show you how much I've grown. Ram is surprised. He's weak, sure, but there's something fiery in his eyes. That gaze, it's not normal. He smiles, raising his axe. This time, I'll come at you even harder. Let's see if you can stop me. Just as the fight intensifies, it suddenly begins to rain. Both men pause, surprised by the downpour. Later, back in their tents, Rem grumbles, ugh, I hate the rain. My clothes get soaked, and then I have to wash everything again. Nearby, Odin is seen praying quietly while Ragna sulks in the corner. That's when Kras enters, drenched from the rain, muttering, this place really is cursed. I can never finish a duel without something going wrong. Ingrid questions, what do you mean cursed? Kras replies, square leader. Haven't you heard? Everyone says this base is jinxed. In every war, most soldiers from here end up dead. Ingrid reflects, that's exactly what Visna said too. But could that really be true? Isn't it just a rumor? Kras settles into his bed and calls out to Ingrid, why are you standing in the rain? Come in before you catch a cold. Ingrid replies, I'm fine. I'm training. Surprised, Kras asks, training, just by standing there? Ingrid calmly says, not my body, my senses. I'm sharpening them. Hearing this, Kras exclaims, are you trying to become an assassin now? He turns to Jackson and yells, hey, did you teach him this nonsense? Jackson defends himself. Back off. It's not nonsense. It's a real technique very useful on the battlefield. As the squad continues bickering, Ingrid thinks these people will never change. Odin steps in, square leader, if you want, I can help train your body. There are exercises you can do right here in the tent. Ragna, panicking, shouts, please, Odin, no. Your training is brutal. I don't want our squad leader turning into another muscle monster like you. Watching all this, Ram reflects silently. Wait a minute, everyone's focused on Ingrid. Could it be they've noticed it too? That he's changing, that he's getting stronger. This is getting interesting. Meanwhile, at the company commander's tent, a meeting is in progress. One officer announces winter is approaching, and the war isn't over yet. We'll need to send out a scout team soon. We've already selected most members, but we're short by one. Any suggestions? A female officer, Fairy, suggests, how about the leader of squad for 144? Another officer scoffs, that guy? From what I've heard, he's completely useless. Why would you suggest him? Fairy responds firmly, you forget weak people don't survive in war. If he's still alive, that means he's strong enough to protect himself. The next day, Ingrid stands before the commander. Mom, I have the lowest rank in my squad. Do you really think I'm the right person for this mission? The commander replies coldly, that's not your decision to make. I chose you. Any objections? No, ma'am. Ingrid nods respectfully. Later, back in his tent, Kras voices his concern. Why would the commander choose you? Is she trying to get you killed? The scouting mission is important and dangerous. Ingrid thinks silently. If she really wanted to kill me, she could have done it before, when she was trying to cover up the evidence. Crank stopped her then. I doubt she'll try again. Ram chimes in, if you're nervous, I can go in your place. Ingrid chuckles, you? The most infamous troublemaker in camp. Do you really think they'd ever pick you for a top-secret mission? Fair point, Ram admits, slightly embarrassed. Meanwhile, Odin offers a prayer. May the heavens protect our squad leader. Bring him back safely. Ingrid listens quietly, thinking, why does it feel like I'm heading to a death mission, not just a scouting job? Ragna volunteers. I can. Go instead. And Crid shuts it down immediately. Absolutely not. You can't control your temper. Just yesterday, you nearly killed Ram over food. Crass adds. Yeah. Anyone else could go. But not Reina. Reina looks stunned, speechless, just then. Jackson steps forward. Square leader, I heard your mission leads into tall grass terrain. That's the perfect environment to sharpen your senses. Watch every movement closely. Ram explodes in rage, pulling out his axe. Hey idiot, stop teaching him your useless tricks. If you keep this up, I'll split your head open. And Crid thinks, every time I'm gone. They're at each other's throats, even the other squads. Complain. But this mission might be the perfect opportunity, a real chance to grow stronger. As he finishes packing, and Crid reflects, when I first joined this company, no one wanted me in their squad. I was weak, but then I found a few misfits just like me. Somehow, I ended up becoming their leader. And the truth is, they're all far stronger than I ever was. Final scene, Ram and Jackson are just about to fight again. Weapons drawn, but Crid steps in between them. Will you just stop acting like kids? I swear, if I come back and hear a single complaint about you, there will be consequences. Ram lowers his axe. You're brave, no doubt, but don't be stupid. One wrong swing from my axe, and you could have died. Jackson adds, good thing. You stopped us. I was about to stab him in the chest with my dagger. And with that, Crid prepares to leave, walking toward the unknown toward growth, danger, and destiny. When I first joined the squad, I quickly realized something: each member was incredibly powerful. So powerful, in fact, that no other squad wanted to accept them. Why? Because handling these people was nearly impossible. If I wanted to survive, I had no choice. I had to grow stronger fast. The scene shifts. Crid is now on a scouting mission with a few others. He looks around and counts. 7 of us. All of them are squad leaders, each from higher rank squads. Compared to them, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Suddenly, one of the scouts walks up to him. Hey, I heard you're the leader of squad for 144. That squad has a pretty bad reputation. Always fighting, always causing trouble. If you've got a problem here, speak up. And if you want to fight, time ready. He glares at Crid, adding, just make sure you don't give me any trouble during the mission. I won't tolerate complaints. We're then introduced to him, Andrew, the temporary leader of the scouting team. The rest of the group laughs as if it's a joke. Sir, do you really think this weakling has the guts to challenge you? One says mockingly. I've heard of him. He's only survived this long because the rest of his squad is strong. Without them, he'd be dead weight. Even Andrew laughs, muttering, I don't know what trash like him is doing in our company. Still, he says aloud, if he's got a problem, he can fight me, though I doubt he has the courage. Then, raising his voice, Andrew addresses the group. Listen up. Our mission is simple. Kill any enemies we encounter and capture their leader. The information we extract from him will be submitted to the company, and we'll be rewarded accordingly. Crid hears all this and thinks, it sounds simple enough, but I don't know why. I've got a bad feeling. This mission might be anything but easy. As the group moves deeper into the forest, they find fresh animal tracks. Andrew grins. These tracks are recent. The beast must be close. If we catch it, we're eating well tonight. Crid sighs. We're on a critical mission, and all he cares about is dinner. Nearby, a scout named Henry chuckles. This guy really is an idiot. He doesn't even know what kind of animal left these tracks. He thinks we'll catch it for dinner, but then he notices Crid staring at him. Caught off guard, Henry quickly explains, sorry, brother. I used to hunt in the mountains. Trust me, whatever animal left those tracks is long gone. Even if we ran now, we wouldn't catch it. We learn that Henry is a skilled archer who joined the war due to personal family issues. Crid reflects, Henry's a good man. He's told me a lot about his past, his skills, his life as a hunter. It's sad. He had to leave it behind for this. That night, Andrew fumes over their failed hunt. Damn it. I thought we'd catch that animal. But no. I need to forget about it. I'm the team leader. My job is to produce results, not worry about food. Crid hears him rant, but remains silent. The next morning, they reach the edge of a vast grassland. Andrew points ahead. This place is known as tall grass for obvious reasons. But are our enemies really hiding in there? We'll only know once we go in. He rallies the team. If the intel is right, we'll find enemies inside. Capture them, kill the rest, and bring the information back. Rewards await. Fired up, the team shouts, understood, leader. We'll follow your lead. But Henry hesitates, whispering to Crid, this grass is too tall. The enemy could ambush us any second. Are we really going in? Incrid replies grimly. We have no choice. It's an order, we must follow it. The team steps into the tall grass, slowly moving forward. Incrid observes. Andreu is leading from the front. No complaints, no hesitation. Impressive. He's determined to complete the mission perfectly. Suddenly, Henry leans in, voice tense. Incrid, something's bothering me. This grass is perfect for animals to hide in, yet we haven't seen a single one. Isn't that strange? What if there's a predator in here, so deadly that even other animals avoid this place? Before Incrid can answer, something flashes past him, a leopard. Bolting through the grass, shocked, Incrid instinctively grabs Andreu and yells, "Get down now." At that moment, arrows rain down from above. The squad members fall instantly, arrows piercing their skulls. Andreu, horrified, watches them collapse. Suddenly, dozens of enemy soldiers emerge from the grass, ready, waiting. The squad panics and turns to flee, but it's too late. The enemies begin their assault, killing most of the team in moments. Incrid runs as fast as he can, but he soon realizes he's surrounded. More enemies emerge from all directions. One archer fires at him, he senses it and dodges in time. But then, more arrows come. Too many. I can dodge a few, but not all of them. Dozens of arrows pierce his body, and Incrid falls dead. Scene resets. We cut to Andreu, barking orders once again. What did you say? You think we shouldn't go into the grass because it might be dangerous? Are you crazy? Or do you want me to kill you myself? Just follow the damn orders. Incrid sighs internally. There's no point trying to convince them. I have no choice but to follow orders again. And once more, we see the group entering the deadly tall grass. Incrid whispers, this time, I'll change everything. Despite trying to escape from the other side, I was immediately surrounded by a horde of enemies. They trapped me, and I was killed once again. In my next attempt, I chose a different route, but even there, I was met by a barrage of crossbowmen. Arrows rained down on me, and once more, I met a swift end. Thankfully, due to my ability to endlessly revive, I kept returning and testing different escape paths. But no matter which way I went, soldiers were everywhere. Some wielded crossbows, others held spears. Escaping this place seemed almost impossible. Cut to the next scene. We see Incrid, severely injured, struggling to remain on his feet. Around him, enemy soldiers spread out, shouting, "Search the area, there might be more hiding here. Kill anyone you find." Incrid, breathing heavily, thinks to himself, I'm badly wounded. I won't last much longer. But before I die, I need to know, what exactly are they guarding so fiercely? As he looks ahead, his eyes land on an enormous flag planted in the center of the area. The sight of it shocks him. Why are they protecting this flag with such intensity? What's so special about it? But before he can investigate further, a soldier rushes in and slashes him down with his sword, killing him again. In the following scene, we shift to Andreu, rallying his squad. We must catch the enemy. Rewards await us once the mission is done. Meanwhile, Incrid stands back, watching everything unfold, and thinks, I've checked every single escape path in this place. I couldn't flee through any of them. Soldiers are everywhere. But even if I somehow manage to escape, everyone else here will die. That leaves only one option. I must break through the wall itself. As the squad prepares to move, Andreu notices Incrid standing still and shouts angrily, Hey, you trash. What are you doing? Didn't you hear my command? Did you forget that I'm your leader and you're supposed to follow me? One of the other soldiers tries to calm the situation, saying, I know you're frustrated. Our leader's temper is flaring, but we don't have a choice. He's our temporary commander, and we have to follow his orders. But Incrid retorts firmly, I know exactly what you mean. But even childhood has its limits, and this guy is just plain foolish. The soldier is shocked. Even understand what you're saying. Incrid pushes him aside and declares, What I mean is I'm done following his orders. At that moment, Andreu draws his sword. How dare you disobey me, are you? Challenging my authority. Incrid assesses the situation. If I fight alone, I'll only be able to take down a few enemies. But if I win these soldiers over, our combined strength could help us all survive. And so he boldly steps forward and says, You're right. I am challenging you. From now on, I will be the one giving orders. Andreu, enraged, scoffs. Do you seriously think trash like you can defeat me? Incrid studies his opponent. Andreu is highly skilled, one of the few who survived this long in the field. Henry is a great marksman, but he falls in close combat. Then there's that powerful soldier who might be Andreu's personal guard. But even he won't last much longer in this chaos. Andrio prepares to fight. You're just a low-rank leader. Let's see if you can actually back up your words with strength. Ingrid thinks carefully. He's proud. Definitely a noble. But why is a noble like him here in the army? Could his family have been destroyed? Maybe he's trying to earn honor in war to revive his family's name. Andrio sneers. Why are you just standing there? Draw your sword. You want to lead us. Prove you're worthy. I'm not like you trash born from the gutter. Ingrid smirks. You sure talk a lot. Let's fight. I won't even need a sword. To defeat you. Furious, Andrio charges at him. You'll regret this. You should have drawn your blade when you had the chance. But Ingrid thinks to himself, if I beat him using a sword, no one will recognize my strength. But if I defeat him with my bare hands, they won't have a choice. Andrio swings his sword at full force, but Ingrid blocks the strike with his elbow. Then, with a single, powerful blow to the chest, he sends Andrio crashing to the ground. In agony, everyone stares in stunned silence. Henry gasps. What? He beat Andrio with just one hit. Ingrid stands tall and declares from now on, I'm the squad leader. You will follow my orders. But if any of you have a problem with that, step up and challenge me. No one speaks. Everyone remains silent. Good. Ingrid thinks, I've proven I'm worthy to lead them. Now, they'll follow me without question. In the next scene, the group enters the tall grass. One soldier mutters, he's far stronger than I thought. No wonder he's kept this squad under control. Ingrid suddenly asks Henry, have a dream? Henry, surprised, responds, actually, I do. Once this war is over, I want to marry a beautiful girl and open a flower shop. Ingrid nods. Then you'll have to survive this. Only then can you make that dream come true. He turns to another soldier. And you? What's your dream? The man replies, my wife just gave birth recently. I couldn't be there. So once the war ends, the first thing I'll do is go see her. Another soldier says, I want to start a business. And another answers, I just want to survive. Nothing else matters. Then, Ingrid looks at Andrio and asks, what about you? What's your dream? Andrio is caught off guard. But he answers, my dream is my mission to restore the honor of my family and bring it back to glory. Ingrid pauses. Whatever your dream is, the first thing you need to do is survive. Only then can any of this become reality. So let's give this everything we've got and fight with all our strength. For the sake of our dreams, everyone around him is moved. Even Andrio thinks to himself, he's right. If we want to achieve our dreams, survival comes first. Ingrid then turns to Henry and says, shoot an arrow over the grass straight ahead. Henry hesitates, but Ingrid, there's nothing there. Ingrid replies firmly, I don't like repeating myself. Just do it. Henry immediately fires an arrow into the distance and it strikes a hidden enemy soldier right in the head, killing him instantly. Shocked, Henry gasps, what the? There were enemies hiding in the grass. Ingrid shouts, Andrio, follow me. We're launching an attack now. Andrio stares in disbelief. I can't believe this. Now even I have to follow him. The scene ends with Ingrid charging in, stabbing an enemy soldier with precision. The battle has begun, and now, a new chapter of leadership and survival unfolds. There's only one rule to survive this chaos skill before you're killed. That's exactly what Ingrid had decided. Before the enemy could even raise their weapons, he took them down. The soldiers nearby were in shock, staring wide-eyed at the sudden appearance of this lone warrior. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? They muttered among themselves before they could act. Andrew, fighting alongside Ingrid, eliminated another enemy with swift precision. Just as a spear-wielding enemy charged at Ingrid, Andrew's loyal guard intervened and took the attacker down instantly. Ingrid silently observed all of this. I knew I couldn't make that man follow me. But if Andrew follows me, then that man will have no choice but to follow too. Our chances of survival have just dramatically increased. Suddenly, a soldier cried out in panic, alert everyone. The enemy has attacked, but it was already too late. Ingrid's entire squad had arrived. He gave one brutal command, leave no one alive. Kill them all. What followed was a bloodbath. Ingrid and his team launched a coordinated assault, cutting down enemy soldiers one after another. During the chaos, Ingrid reflected on what he had learned after repeating this day countless times. There's something strange about this grassland. A beast roams here. The soldiers spread out while chasing it, leaving their main post vulnerable. That's our advantage. We then see a beast darting past a soldier, who tried to impale it with his spear. But before the beast could be harmed, Ingrid rushed in and killed the soldier himself. This beast, it's helped us more than once. The soldiers are scattered, and that gives us the perfect opening to eliminate them one by one. But why is a beast like this even here? I've never seen anything like it before. Still, there's no time to ponder. More enemies await. After clearing the area, Henry turned to Incrid. Leader, all targets in this area have been eliminated. What are your orders now? Incrid responded firmly. We move forward. Kill any soldier you see. But as they advanced, the strange beast kept following Incrid. He pressed forward into the thick grass with his team, thinking, after repeating this day so many times, I know the position of almost every soldier. Taking them down won't be difficult. Without hesitation, he ambushed a hidden soldier, slicing his throat in one clean motion. Then, barking commands, he shouted, Everyone, turn right. We can't go straight. A guard protested, Why not? We should just move forward. Why are we turning? Incrid shot him a glare. Do as I say. Ahead of us are 30 enemies with crossbows. If we walk into their range, we'll be showered with arrows. They changed direction just in time. More enemy soldiers were taken out, and Andrew fought fiercely, using every ounce of strength he had. Meanwhile, Andrew's guard watched in concern. He's completely exhausted. If we keep fighting like this, we'll all collapse. We need to find a way out fast. But Incrid had no intention of stopping. We keep moving forward. There's no time to rest. The guard was stunned. Are you insane? There are too many of them. If we push forward, we'll all die. But Incrid stayed resolute. If you want to survive, follow my orders. Just then, Andrew and Henry froze in shock. Henry shouted, Guys, what the hell are you doing? To their horror, one of their own guards had placed a sword against Incrid's neck. Stop pretending you're our leader, the guard spat. You're just a temporary replacement. If you want to die, go alone. We'll find our own way out. Incrid didn't flinch. You clearly don't understand. It's far too late to turn back. If we show our backs now, they'll stab us before we even notice. So what you're saying, the guard asked bitterly, is that we have no choice but to follow you. Incrid calmly pushed the sword away from his neck. Listen carefully. I'm just trying to survive, just like all of you. If you want to leave, go ahead. I won't stop you. His words caught everyone off guard. Silence fell. Incrid's thoughts turned inward. I always saw my father as a hero, but when our family crumbled, he lost himself to alcohol. It was my mother who gave me strength. We flashed back to his mother's voice, My son, I know we've lost everything, but you're the last heir of our name. I want you to rebuild what we lost. I believe in you. Back in the present, Incrid looked around at his team. Trust me, we will survive. Andrew stepped forward. Leader, I believe in you. I'll follow your every command. The guard looked stunned. Sir Andrew, what are you saying? This could get us all killed. Andrew replied, firm and calm. Right now, I'm not your leader. He is, and we'll follow his orders. Incrid knelt on the ground. Everyone, get down and follow me quietly. No one moves until I give the signal. One by one, his team obeyed. Crawling through the grass, the sun is about to set. Soon, all the enemy soldiers will return to their camps. As darkness crept in, soldiers around them started retreating to their bases. Incrid's team was shocked by how many enemies were nearby, hidden in every direction. The best move now is to stay put. We wait until they leave. Eventually, the area began to clear. Incrid whispered to himself, everything's going exactly according to plan. But now, we've arrived at the most dangerous part. His men whispered anxiously, did we really do all this just to walk straight into the enemy's main base? Yes, they had made it to the heart of the enemy camp. I've been here before, Incrid thought, but I was alone. I couldn't survive then. Still, I learned something strange. They're protecting a flag. I don't know what it is, but they use beast bones in some kind of ritual. We'll find out soon enough. Let's move. The team quietly advanced, hiding behind a tent. A guard whispered in disbelief. Are you insane? You want to set these tents on fire? Do you even realize what will happen? Incrid turned to him. You haven't even told me your name. What is it? Mac, the man replied. Incrid narrowed his eyes. Mac, you're dangerously disobedient. Someone like you shouldn't even be part of this team. Mac's eyes burn with anger. As tension hangs in the air, Mac speaks in frustration. Are you deliberately trying to make me angry? But Andrew calmly replies, Max, just stay quiet. Follow exactly what he does. Without hesitation, Andrew begins trailing Incrid, while Max thinks to himself, the only reason I'm here is to protect Andrew. No matter what, I have to bring him back alive. But a looming problem plagues his mind. The stars are hidden behind thick clouds. In this pitch-dark night, finding the right path seems impossible. Suddenly, Max notices something alarming. Incrid has slashed through a tent with his sword. Shocked, Max mutters, "Is he insane? Even the slightest noise can get us all caught." Yet, when they enter the tent, there's no one inside. Max is stunned. We've been around this camp for a while now, and we haven't run into a single soldier. And somehow, this guy knows exactly which tents are empty. Is he just reckless, or is he more experienced than all of us? The flag mysterious. They advance silently. The group nears a series of flags heavily guarded. Incrid raises a hand, signaling everyone to stop. "We wait here," he orders. Andrew thinks back. "I tried to reach this flag before. Every time I got close, a swarm of soldiers attacked. I never even got the chance to touch it. Why are they protecting it so fiercely?" Incrid confirms their suspicion. The guards are concentrated here. They're protecting this flag. But what's so special about it? Max begins to suspect something. How did he know about the flag in the first place? Wasn't he just added to our squad? Suddenly, a memory clicks. Wait, didn't the commander herself recommend him? Could it be that she shared confidential info with him? His mind spirals into realization. No wonder he took command so easily. Maybe he's the strongest one among us. The diversion plan. Incrid breaks the silence. We'll split into two teams. One will act as bait. The other launches the real attack. He warns, being bait is dangerous. Choose wisely. Max surprises everyone. "I'll do it." Shank and Andrew are stunned. He's been whining the whole time, and now he volunteers. What's gotten into him? But Andrew smiles faintly. If Max is the bait, he'll survive. I believe that. Moments later, Max creates a diversion by throwing a stone at a group of soldiers and running off. Alarmed guards shout, "Who is that?" after him, as soldiers chase Max. Andrew seizes the opportunity. He grabs a fire lamp and thinks, "Whatever happens today, I'm surviving it." Suddenly a powerful figure appears, attacking Andrew with terrifying speed and slicing the fire lamp in half. Andrew is left speechless. Who is this guy? I didn't even sense his presence. I've raided this base before, but I've never seen someone like him. As their eyes lock, Andrew realizes he's not just powerful, he's impossible. Incrid versus the monster's mysterious enemy. Snarls, "Who are you? How did you get in?" Andrew remains calm. "Took you long enough to show up." Meanwhile, fire spreads across the tents. Soldiers panic. What's going on? How did our tents catch fire? A guard yells, "Sir, someone set fire to the camp." "Forget them," the vice commander shouts. "Put out the flames, protect the flags. If we lose them, our entire plan is ruined." Andrew smirks. "Just like I thought. The fires distracting them. They won't chase us. Not now." With that, Incrid charges at the powerful soldier, unleashing a devastating attack. But the enemy blocks it effortlessly and counters instantly. Incrid dodges just barely. They clash again, sword versus sword. He's not just strong, he's fast. I can't even find an opening. The battle intensifies. Incrid throws a dagger, it's blocked by hand. Suddenly, the opponent strikes back, slicing across Incrid's stomach. Blood spills. Shocked, Incrid thinks, I didn't even see him move. When did he hit me? The enemy growls. Did you think you could defeat me with that weak attack? Incrid breathes heavily. No, I can't beat him like this. But I've fought so hard to get here. I've died 100 times to reach this point. I thought the wall was the soldiers. But no, he's the real wall. And if I die now, everything I've done will be meaningless. Then the soldier asks, why are you smiling? Incrid smiles confidently. No matter how strong he is, I'll beat him. The enemy swings again, aiming to finish Incrid. I'll slice you to pieces and feed you to my dogs. But Incrid counters, deflecting and retreating. Their blades clash in a flurry of speed and skill. Incrid throws another dagger, it's caught. Then chaos erupts. The flames of escapee fire is out of control. Screams echo through the camp. Sir, the fires reach the flags. If we don't stop it, the flags will burn. Hearing this, the vice commander halts his duel. The flags must be saved. He snarls, backing away. A superior yells, are you insane? Protect the flags before everything's lost. He looks back at Incrid. Why? Why is he not afraid of me? He knows I could kill him. Why do his eyes show no fear? Finally, he says, I don't know who you are, but we will meet again. And next time I'll kill you. With that, he vanishes into the chaos. Incrid watches him go, thinking, I thought he was the final wall I had to break. But maybe I've already broken it. Regroup and retreat. Andrew arrives, breathless. Squad leader, We did just what you said. We need to get out now. Incrid nods, sheathing his sword. Let's move. They flee the camp. Soldiers are too distracted by the fire to notice them. But Incrid suddenly realizes two of the bait team are missing. I knew being bait was risky, but I didn't expect to lose them. Max shouts. Leader, this is our only chance, let's go. Incrid agrees. You're right. Let's run. But Henry, injured and in pain, struggles to keep up. Soldiers spot him. Just as they move in for the kill, Incrid, Andrew, and Max strike swift and lethal. The enemies fall. No one stops. Incrid yells. Keep moving. A way out, Henry says. There's a mountain range nearby. If we reach it, we can escape through there. A soldier beside him warns. What if the path isn't safe? What if they catch us? Henry replies. Trust me, squad leader. I know these terrains like the back of my hand. Incrid nods. Then lead the way. They reach the mountains. Exhausted but alive. Incrid says, we've been running all night, but thanks to Henry, we made it. Looking back, he adds, I don't think they're following anymore. We can finally head home. As the group stealthily moved through enemy territory, Max grew irritated. You're doing this on purpose to piss me off, he muttered, glaring at Incrid. But Andrew quickly intervened. Max, be quiet, just follow his lead. Without hesitation, Andrew trailed behind Incrid, while Max reminded himself why he was here. Not to argue, but to protect Andrew. No matter what, I need to bring him back alive. He resolved, but the weather was not in their favor. Clouds covered the stars, leaving Max disoriented and unable to navigate. Suddenly, he saw Incrid slice through a tent wall with his sword. Max was stunned, as he lost his mind. A single sound could alert the guards, but to Max's shock, the tent was empty. Not a soul inside. What the hell? We've been sneaking around here all this time and haven't encountered any soldiers. And this guy, he knows exactly which tents to pass through. Is he crazy, or just far more experienced than we are? They moved closer to a cluster of flags, the enemy's core territory. Incrid suddenly signaled for everyone to stop. We wait here, he commanded. Andrew recalled. Every time I've tried to get near those flags before, I've been ambushed by swarms of guards. I never even got close. It didn't make sense. Why were these flags so heavily protected? Max, observing Incrid's confidence, thought to himself. He knew about the flags. He knew where the soldiers would be. But how could it be? He's been given secret intel by the commander herself. Then it clicked. He remembered they'd been told the new team member, Incrid, was handpicked by the company commander. Maybe he was entrusted with classified information none of them had. Is that why he's calling the shots now? Is he the strongest among us? Incrid finally spoke. We'll split into two teams. One creates a diversion, the other attacks. The bait team takes the bigger risk. Decide now. I'll be the bait, Max said without hesitation. Andrew was surprised. He's been complaining this whole time, and now he's volunteering. Maybe he's more reliable than I thought. Incrid continued. I've divided the squads. I'm confident we'll end this today. Soon, the operation began. Soldiers were distracted as someone threw a rock at them. It was Max. Who the hell is that? Catch him, he's a spy, shouted one of the guards as several soldiers gave chase. Meanwhile, Andrew reached for an oil lantern nearby and steeled himself. No matter what happens, I must survive today. But out of nowhere, a powerful warrior descended upon him, striking down the lantern with a sword. Flames erupted. Andrew staggered back, stunned. Where did this guy come from? I never sensed his presence. I've attacked this base before and never seen him. Just by looking into the warrior's eyes, Andrew knew. This man is a monster. Beating him might be impossible. The warrior asked coldly. Who are you? How did you get in here? But Andrew smirked and said, took you long enough. The warrior frowned, confused. Suddenly, flames began to engulf the tents. What's happening? Why are our tents on fire? The enemy soldiers panicked. Another yelled, Sir. Some intruders started the fire. The commander barked back. Forget the intruders. Save the flags. Andrew grinned. Just as I predicted. Their priority isn't us, it's the fire. This is our chance. With a burst of speed, Andrew unleashed a powerful sword strike at the elite warrior. But before it could connect, the warrior dodged it effortlessly. Andrew was stunned, and suddenly noticed a deep gash in his stomach. He hadn't even seen the counterattack. What the? I thought he only blocked my hit. When did he attack me? The warrior, sneering, growled. Did you really think that pathetic swing could defeat me? Andrew clenched his jaw. I've struggled too much to get here. I've died countless times at the hands of these soldiers. I thought the real obstacle was the guards, but this man, he's the true wall. His thoughts were cut short. As the warrior prepared another strike, I'll rip you apart and feed your body to my dogs, he snarled. Andrew responded with full force, sword clashing against sword. But the warrior parried easily, launching a devastating counterattack. Andrew dodged again, barely keeping up. He's not just strong, his movements are lightning fast. He's not giving me any opening. Still, Andrew fought back, throwing a hidden dagger. But even that was blocked with ease. Just then, the chaos of the fire escalated. The flames have reached the flags, someone cried. We need to put it out before everything's destroyed. A commanding voice roared, Vice Commander. What the hell are you doing? Protect the flag. It's the priority. Hearing this, the powerful warrior stopped his assault. He turned, frustrated, and stared at Andrew. Why? Why isn't there fear in his eyes? Even though he knows I could kill him. Finally, the warrior spoke. I don't know who you are, but next time I'll kill you. With that, he retreated into the flames. Andrew watched him go, whispering to himself. So he wasn't the wall after all. Maybe I've already broken through it. Just then, Andrew arrived, shouting, Squad leader, we did exactly what you said. Now let's get the hell out of here. As they made their escape, Incrid noticed something grim. 2 of the bait team hadn't returned. I knew this role was dangerous, but I didn't think we'd actually lose people tonight. Squad leader, Max shouted, they're still distracted with the fire. Now's our chance. Incrid nodded. You're right, everyone, move. But Henry, injured and in pain, struggled to keep up. A few enemy soldiers appeared, targeting him. Without hesitation, Andrew and Mac and Incrid rushed back and took them down with clean strikes. To the neck. Don't stop, Incrid yelled. Keep moving, Henry, panting, shouted. There are mountains nearby. If we make it there, we can escape easily. Are you sure that path is safe? Someone asked. I know these terrains, Henry replied. Trust me. Incrid nodded. We trust you. Lead the way. They dashed through the darkness, eventually reaching the mountains. Safe at last. We've been running all night, Incrid said, catching his breath. Thanks to Henry, we crossed the mountain with ease. I don't think they're chasing us anymore. It's time to return to base. Incrid stood in silence, briefly questioning himself. Did I just walk into trouble by agreeing to this? But before he could overthink, Raina said bluntly, to tell you the truth, Incrid, you don't even know the basics of swordsmanship. The way you fight is completely flawed. Raina continued, now listen carefully. From this moment on, forget everything you've learned about fighting except for 2 things. Heart of the beast. The technique you learned from Rain, and that stepping technique you picked up recently. Everything else you've practiced since childhood, erase it from your mind. Incrid was stunned. What are you saying? If I forget everything, how will I even fight? Raina replied firmly. Those techniques of yours are garbage. If you keep using them, you'll never become strong. From today, you only need to remember what I teach you. So, are you ready for that? In his mind, Raina was already assuming Incrid would back out. There's no way he'll agree. That way, I won't have to teach him anything. But to his shock, Incrid responded without hesitation. I'm ready. Can we start today? Rana's eyes widened. What the? Did I just trap myself? He thought, and asked again. Are you really sure you're ready for this? Yes, Incrid nodded. Tell me when we begin. Raina looked at him, thinking, this guy really isn't normal at all. He then noted, that sword you use, its weight is short. Hold mine for a while. I'll teach you the basics. Incrid grabbed Rana's sword. Some say a warrior should never let go of his own blade. It's their pride. That's nonsense. Raina cut in. Forget that crap. Focus only on what I teach you. Raina adjusted Incrid's stance. Maintain your balance. Put a little more strength in your right foot, and loosen your grip. You're holding the sword too tightly. Suddenly, Raina launched a surprise attack at Incrid with lightning speed. Incrid blocked it just in time, completely caught off guard. What the hell was that? Why did you suddenly attack me? Raina shrugged. I've never taught anyone before. I don't even know how to teach properly. You'll have to figure things out on your own from what I show you. Incrid grumbled internally. He's just like Rain. That guy also doesn't know how to teach his own techniques. Raina snapped. Loosen your grip. Hold it too tightly, and you'll injure your hand. We see a quick training montage. Raina continuously attacking while Incrid blocks each strike. Along the way, Raina keeps correcting his posture, grip, and balance. Eventually, Incrid collapses to the ground, exhausted. Raina says, that's enough for today. I've shown you quite a bit of the basics. But in his mind, he's frustrated. Incrid's swordsmanship is truly terrible. I thought I could teach him easily. But he sucks at mastering even simple forms. Can he really learn my sword style? But to his surprise, Incrid gets back on his feet, panting, but determined. I think I can keep going a little longer. Can we do one more round? Reina stares at him, wide-eyed. You're insane, he mutters, drawing his sword again. All right, let's go over everything I've taught you so far. Just then, Ram shows up, yelling, I was wondering where you two idiots had disappeared to. Never thought I'd find you both together like this. What are you even doing? Come on, eat and get ready. Incrid, still catching his breath, asks suspiciously, why are you so well-dressed? Don't tell me. We've received a summoning order. Ram replies grimly, you're right. It's time for the war to begin again. And this might be its final chapter. Scene change. Battlefield Heth. Next scene shows the entire army gathered in a massive field. The ferry commander stands at the front, issuing orders. Incrid and his squad are also present, ready for battle. Reina, eyeing Incrid, thinks. I told him not to use his old methods again. But if he doesn't fight properly, he could die today. Looks like I'll have to babysit him on the battlefield. I won't let him die so easily. Incrid, meanwhile, observes the enemy army. They've arranged a very strange formation. But where did they get all those flags from? He sees that each enemy flag is accompanied by a group of soldiers. Just then, a figure from the enemy side says ominously, let's begin. Suddenly, thick fog engulfs the battlefield. The ferry commander is shocked. What is this? Have they activated some kind of spell? If this really is magic, it'll make fighting incredibly difficult. The soldiers panic. What's going on? We can't see anything. Is this fog? Why is it so thick? Incrid, too, is unnerved. Where did this fog come from? I can't even see what's in front of me. Just then, a strange sound echoes through the mist. Soldiers begin shouting. What was that? What's happening? Incrid yells, raise your shields. We're under attack by arrows. Suddenly, a rain of arrows descends from the sky, piercing through the fog. Many soldiers fall, killed instantly. The commander manages to defend herself, shouting, shields up, everyone, protect yourselves. At that moment, we see the person who triggered the spell laughing maniacally. You destroyed our flag last time, but did you really think we couldn't make another? I've created a new one using the blood of countless beasts. He adds with a grin. This fog, it's not ordinary. It's your death. He turns to another man. You failed to protect the flag last time. Let's see if you can do it now. That man turns out to be the voice commander. He replies, don't worry, this time I'll protect it for sure. And then, thinking to himself, I know we'll meet again, but this time, I'll kill him. As chaos erupts on the battlefield, Incrid narrowly dodges an incoming strike. Suddenly, a voice shouts from behind, duck. It's Rania. From the front, someone curses, it's Rem. But despite being so close, none of them can see each other through the dense fog. An arrow lands near Incrid, and he feels his breath hitch. His limbs begin to stiffen, his feet refuse to move. Panic sets in. He realizes he can't use any of the techniques Rania taught him. As Rania had warned, if the new style doesn't take root, he'll have to fall back on the old one. But Incrid knows, doing that now would be a death sentence. He needs to act fast. With no time to think, Incrid charges straight into the fog. A spear from the enemy finds its mark, wounding him. The enemy assumes it's over. But then, they see it, a smile on Incrid's bloodied face. It's unsettling. In an instant, Incrid strikes back, ending his foe. And in that moment, he returns to his teachings. He realizes something important. Rania may be a genius with the sword, but he's a terrible teacher. What comes naturally to Rania is nearly impossible for him to explain. Just swing the sword downward, Rania once said. Incrid knew it wasn't mockery. That's just how Rania is. Where should my weight be? Incrid had asked. Rania had no answer. But Incrid figured it out through listening, observing, and relentless practice. He replayed every posture in his head, over and over again. Slowly, Incrid began to recover his rhythm. He started blocking arrows, even though his movements were still rigid. But rather than retreat, he prepared to risk death again, knowing that only through near death could he learn. And so it went, day after day. By the 30th day, his movements became fluid. Rania noticed, your footwork flows now. Where did you learn that? He asked. At last, Incrid was ready for the basics. There are 3 primary offensive techniques: cutting, stabbing, slashing for defense. One must use the edge of the blade. If the sword is of high quality, Even the sides can be used effectively. The shortest path between him and his enemy is called the line of attack. Wielding a sword isn't just about swinging, it's about blocking the enemy's line and extending your own. And Crid had to build an image of his enemy in his mind and learn to strike that illusion with precision. The next time he entered battle, he sidestepped an incoming spear effortlessly. More enemies closed in behind him, 3 of them. But now, everything felt different. He began to grasp more techniques, parrying, diagonal slashes, and with every move he improved. Sometimes he fell, sometimes he bled, but every defeat brought growth. And then, one day, he faced Rania with everything he had learned. This time, he didn't just survive, he won. Rania stood stunned. In front of him was no longer the clumsy student he had once pitied. What he saw now was a completely different man, and Crid had transformed, and there was nothing more left for Rania to teach. And Crid had hit the boundary of his natural talent. There was nothing more left to unlock within him. But even as Rania yelled behind him, shouting at him to stop, to slow down, and Crid dashed forward with everything he had. His body now moved like a feather, light, swift, and untethered. Attacks that once left him panicking, he now dodged midair, dancing through danger with instinct and grace. This was the path. This was the road he had to walk if he ever wanted to become a true knight. Even if it meant enduring the greatest pain the world could throw at him, he felt joy in the suffering, a thrill that bordered on madness. It was addictive, so intoxicating, it felt like he might lose his mind. And then, in the heat of battle, a memory surfaced, Rania's voice, echoing from the past, asking him, "Do you really want to learn how to wield a sword just like every time before?" And Crid didn't hesitate. No matter how many times he'd have to die, he would die again and again, as many times as it took to reach his goal. He was ready. Even death couldn't shake his resolve. And Crid had hit the limits of his natural talent, no matter how much Rania yelled. And Crid dashed forward. His body now moved light as a feather, nimble and fast. He could now evade attacks midair with ease. This was the path he had to walk to become a knight, even if he had to endure unbearable pain. He found joy and excitement in it so much that it felt insane. He remembered the moment when Rania had asked him, "Want to learn the sword?" Just like always, and Crid had said yes, no matter how many times he had to die. He would do so if it brought him closer to his goal. Later, Rania started to realize Crid was far more skilled than he thought. Was he pretending all along to fight like a second-rate mercenary? He already knew all the basics. Rania felt it was no longer about training. What Crid needed now was real field experience. That day, Crid had probably lived through the same battle 100 times now. He decided to put everything he learned into action and test how far he could go. He cut through his enemies like they were butter. Then he picked up the same knife that had killed him countless times before and used it to hunt down hidden foes. The enemies were confused, and in an instant, Crid disappeared. They thought they were safe until he reappeared and cut them down from all sides. One of the enemies fired a crossbow bolt at him, but Crid had learned from Rania, "Read their eyes, close the distance with your feet, finish the fight with your hands." Crid simply smiled. Fighting didn't feel the same anymore. It felt faster, sharper, almost refreshing, and he wanted more. Dozens of enemies now stood before him, all pointing their crossbows. One of them stepped forward and said, "You made it this far. Congratulations. But this is where it ends." Crid took a step forward and said, "Then let's fight like men with swords." The enemies, frightened by his confidence, immediately fired without delay. Suddenly, he found himself in a strange place. A boatman looked at him and said, "Are you insane? You walked into your own grave." Crid woke up again. He wondered why this boatman always cursed him whenever he died. Rem asked, "Why does your face look so blank?" Crid fell into thought. Rem always noticed the spell flags first. The enemy formations lacked any real strategy. They were only guarding those flags. To understand the truth, Crid asked Rem, "Do you know anything about spells?" Rem asked back, "Why do you need to know?" Crid casually said, "Just asking." Rem then said, "Do you know the difference between magic and a spell?" Crid replied, "Just that magic is more common." Rem explained that spells need a medium, some kind of specific object or item. Without a medium, a spell won't work. Magic, however, can be cast freely. That's when Crid understood fog appears because the spell is activated using the flag as a medium. Destroy the flag, and the fog disappears. He asked Rem, "Does your tribe use spells too?" Rem replied that he had seen a few spells, but true spellcasters are rare. Most are warlocks or hex casters. Suddenly, Crid left again. He had to train. Rania observed that Crid knew all the basics. Their backgrounds were similar, But did he know about the Uniac sword technique? About 500 years ago, there was a prodigy named Leon's Uniac, born on a sword farm. When 12 raiders attacked the farm, the boy killed them using only a fireplace poker. He had lost his parents at a young age and began training with the sword. A noble heard his story and adopted him, but though gifted, the boy was cursed. His strength began to fade at the age of 10, and by 12, he was completely paralyzed. His greatness ended too early, but his dream of refining swordsmanship never stopped. At 20, he classified all sword techniques into 5 categories: righteous, elaborate sword; heavy, strong sword; flowing, confounding sword; fast, swift sword; gentle, parrying sword. He rewrote the history of swordsmanship. The Uniac family became the empire's most renowned house, even today. These techniques are the foundation across the empire. From them, new branches emerged like the Western swift sword, Eastern chess, and Leon's own technique, the Northern heavy sword, which might be more useful than Rem's technique. Rania told Incrid to focus on one single point: his and his opponent's swords. Forget everything else. He even demonstrated it before Incrid could grasp it fully. Rania moved with such speed and ferocity that it almost took off his head. Incrid realized he barely escaped death. Just then, Rem appeared and asked, "Are you trying to kill the squad leader?" Rania replied, "People learn best when they're on the edge of death. I'm just helping him." Rem shot back, "If his head's not intact, he won't learn anything. Do you even know how hard it was for me to teach him Beast Heart?" Incrid thought both of them were terrifying teachers. Rem knew Rania came from the northern fort, home to brutal warriors. Rania knew Rem was from the southern barbarian tribe. They both felt like fighting, but Incrid said, "Enough. We're not here to fight. We're on a mission." As they walked away, Rania said, "If you can maintain the same level of focus you have right when you're about to die, you can do anything." Incrid realized this technique was similar to Beast Heart. It erases the fear of death. Some things were different, but he had to experience it for himself. Now, he had made up his mind not just to learn, but to destroy the flag. He knew it would be easier if the whole squad helped, but he wanted to go first himself until he fell. Focusing on a single point really worked. He had died many times simply because he wasn't prepared. To avoid surprise attacks, he trained his hearing to survive the battlefield. He learned Beast Heart, but now, focusing was becoming difficult again. Rania told him, "You should have felt the blade slow down at the point of contact." Incrid still didn't understand. Was Beast Heart interfering? Rania said, "Forget everything. Just watch your opponent's sword. Only then can you predict their movements." Incrid knew he couldn't fight with the fear of death lingering in his mind. He asked Rania, "How do you do it?" Rania replied, "I've always been able to. It's easy for me." Incrid realized Rania wasn't going to give him any useful advice. He'd have to figure it out on his own. He would keep practicing concentration, but for now, his top priority was to bring down that flag. He had to minimize casualties and charge indirectly. As soon as the fog fell, he shouted, "Get down," and gave the command, "Raise your shields." That one order saved many lives who otherwise would have died in the next instant. That day, he had repeated the same battle 300 times. Now, even with his eyes closed, he could sense where the attack would come from. He killed the first enemy before they even realized. The next fell immediately after. The rest pushed forward, but they had stepped into a meat grinder. Because Incrid wasn't holding back anymore, their commander warned them to prepare. Incrid smiled. He could see the fear on their faces. He charged with such intensity that he cut through every blade in his path and reached the flag, slamming it down. It took him 10 days to reach that point, but to his surprise, the fog still didn't clear. The flag was destroyed. So what was happening? The enemies surrounded him and attacked. One of them said, "You've been deceived." That's when Incrid understood there was only one real flag. The rest were decoys. Now he had to find the real one. He charged again. He had a 1 in 5 chance of picking the right flag. Once more he shouted, "Raise your shields." But this time, some people didn't respond. Maybe they didn't hear him, or maybe they were confused. They were struck down by arrows. Incrid wondered, why didn't they listen this time? Maybe the timing was off. He needed to give them a moment to breathe. 3 days later, he destroyed the second flag. Another fake dot. It took him 5 more days to bring down the third also. A fake? Then 7 more days for the fourth. Again, a decoy. He died once more. Now, only 2 flags remained. Incrid thought maybe the real one was the furthest away. This time, he gave everyone clear orders. Even Rem joined him. "Are you insane?" Rem asked. Incrid knew the real flag was far. He couldn't afford to tire before reaching it. He told Rem, "Handle the enemies ahead and advance slowly." Even without armor, Rem held them off well. After spending an entire year repeating the same day, Crid knew this day would be the end. As he moved forward, his sword suddenly clashed against someone else's. Mitch. God has answered my prayers, Mitch said. I wanted to be the one to kill you. Crid didn't recognize his face. Who are you? He asked. Mitch, angry, replied. How could you forget? It happened just a few days ago. But for Crid, time didn't pass like